EJ Boxing Live, we're reporting for the boxingvoice.com. I'm here, Spencer Oliver. Going to be working on the broadcast, obviously, for the fight between Povetkin and AJ. We've just seen the press conference. Povetkin looked very hard and stern, in all business. AJ, there's another fight to him. How do you see the fight? And what do you think AJ is thinking?
Listen, I think that Povetkin all week has looked very poker-faced. He's not been giving anything away. We didn't get anything from the press conference either. This guy has come over to win the fight. That's what he's trained meticulously. He looks in great shape. Apparently the sparring's been going brilliant. He's brought an entourage of people. All those elements involved tell you that this guy wants to take those boats back to Russia. Anthony Joshua's got other ideas. Of course he has. Joshua knows that this potentially is his most difficult opponent. I think it is stylistically is going to be very difficult for Joshua. I think Povetkin is a guy that's used to fighting people 4 or 5 inches taller. He works on that well. He uses that to his advantage. He looks to get inside, land those big hooks, land those big right hands. That's what Joshua's got to be careful of. I mean, for me, this is his most difficult fight, Joshua, without a doubt. And I think he may even have to go through a couple of difficult periods in the fight. I believe Joshua will win, but we could be on for another barnstormer, or one like Klitschko versus Joshua. I think the fight could be as exciting as that.
Absolutely as well, and you broke it down exactly. AJ, this is one of AJ's hardest fights since Vladimir Klitschko, and like stylistically, and he's been trained by people like Teddy Atlas, and he learned how to fight people taller. Could there be an upset in the card? Could we see?
Listen, this is heavyweight boxing, of course. I mean, Povetkin's only lost one fight, and that was a tough fought decision against Vladimir Klitschko, when Klitschko was a little bit fresher than when Joshua boxed him. And Klitschko very tall, very rangy, but Povetkin worked out to get inside. He worked out to land those big hooks, made things difficult for Klitschko. I'm expecting the same here again with Joshua. In heavyweight boxing, anything can happen. You know that, I know that. One shot can turn things around. So that's what makes this fight so exciting, that there is an element of can Povetkin win this contest? Can he win it? Who knows?
Absolutely. Hopefully it finds out. We talk a bit about the undercard. You have Matt Yaskins fighting Lawrence Okoli. Fast track Lawrence Okoli. The Commonwealth now is going for the British. How do you see that fight going?
Yeah, Okoli last time out against Luke Watkins looked great, getting rid of Watkins in 4 or 5 rounds. I mean, he's done a good job. They're fast tracking him, man. Matt Yaskins is a good guy who's learnt his trade on the road. He's been abroad, he's been the underdog, he's been thrown in at the last minute. I mean, this is a difficult fight for Okoli. I think we're going to find out more about Okoli than we ever have done in the past. Askins has learnt his trade, like I say. He's going to keep nice and tight, he's going to make things difficult. For me, that's a 50-50 fight. As I said, we know where Askins is at, we know how he's got there. This is a big step up for Okoli on the big stage. I'm looking forward to that one. That could be fight of the night.
Could be fight of the night. Any prediction either way, or just 50-50 where you're going? Stay on it.
Yeah, I fancy Okoli to come through. But again, that's a difficult fight. I think Okoli's punch power will pull him through in the later rounds.
Absolutely as well. You've got Luke Campbell rematch with Ivo Mendy. The first fight didn't go the way of Luke Campbell. Surprisingly, everyone had him in the favourite. I talked to Mendy and he said more or less the same things happened. I talked to Luke, he's with Shane McGuigan. He feels like the preparation. And I said to him, you didn't need to take this fight. You could have carried on where you are. You fought the Norwich, you're probably higher than him. But he said for him himself, he had to bet the fight. You should know as a fellow fighter. What do you think is going through his mind, and how you think he goes away and changes things in his arsenal with Shane McGuigan so he can beat Mendy?
I think that Campbell's got to get rid of them demons, and the only way he's going to do that is by facing Mendy again. It's a difficult fight, man. Since that fight, Mendy's gone on and he's kept winning. He's kept producing it. Yes, Campbell started boxed like he had no zip in him when he boxed last time. Every fighter, sometimes they do look a bit flat. Campbell was flat. Now, was that because Mendy's that good, or was it because he was just overtrained or just looks a little bit fat? Since then, he come against Linares, put up a good performance. Linares was too good, future Hall of Famer. No shaming losing there. He's gained a little bit more confidence from that Campbell. Can he win the fight? He's going to start favourite again here against Mendy, but we're only going to really know that from that first bell. Mendy is a great fighter and an underestimated fighter. Let's hope that Campbell's not got this wrong and took this fight. I think they took this fight because they want Campbell to move on, box for world titles again. He has to get past Mendy, who's the #1 contender. So yeah, WBC #1 contender. So he has to take this fight, Campbell. Not one that I would have chosen if I was Campbell, but listen, an exciting bill, man. That's all I'm going to say, because every fight on there, you got 3 Olympians on there. Yeah. Every fight on there, Campbell doing in this thing is a great fight. It's going to be a great night of boxing.
Actually, that was last one as well. We got David Price.
Yeah,
an undefeated guy. I can't pronounce the guy's name. I'm sure you know already. This guy, looked at his record. He's a dangerous fighter. I said to Price when I interviewed him earlier on, because every fight you fought, you took the most hardest fight, the hardest routes. And I'm sure he's got a lot of experience. And I said to him, no more questioning, and especially for the British fan, is his conditioning. Do you think that will play a factor in the fight? And how does Price go about winning in this fight?
I think it's a big opportunity, this one, for Price. You know, Price is... he boxed Povetkin. Everyone thought he was going to lose the fight. The whole nation was behind him, because we all know David Price's story. We know what had happened to him when he boxed Tony Thompson, and then Thompson failed the drugs test. You know, and so we was all willing Price to win that fight against Povetkin. Rocks Povetkin in the 4th round. Povetkin wobbled back to the corner, he wobbled back out, and that showed us how much Povetkin's got and the heart that Povetkin's got to come through that. We wanted Price to win that one, but Price showed us he's still got a lot left. This is, again, a big opportunity against a Russian who's 12-0, 9 KOs. If he comes through this, Price is back in with the big boys. He's in the mix. If he doesn't come through it, you've got to ask yourself, where's his career going to go? Yes, he's a lovely guy and we all love him and we want him to win, but you can't keep getting beat, and getting bad knockouts. So come on, Davey, man. The whole nation is going to be behind him on Saturday. I think he can do it, because I think he's gained confidence from the Povetkin fight.
Yeah. I said the same thing as well. I agree with 100%. And a lot of the guys he has faced, some of them had drug charges as well. But let's move on quickly, and let's go over to we'll talk about the weekend that's gone. Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G. Let's see how you scored it. Because personally, I scored it for Canelo. I felt like he was more on the front foot. Yeah. When the last fight, he was on the back foot. He was landing more of the power shots. But even though he talked to Teddy Atlas, Golovkin made him work with the jabs. Let's hear your breakdown.
You know what? I was the other way. I went for Triple G. Now I can tell you why. Surprisingly, the tactics were different. Triple G was keeping his hands high, penetrating the guard with the jab. The jab was the main factor for Triple G. He was boxing on the back foot, showing us the boxing skills he's not shown us in the past. But for me, he was just doing the more eye-catching. Canelo was doing the more eye-catching combinations, but they weren't landing to me. And I think the cleaner shots were landed by Triple G. But it's seductive scoring, man. You said what you like, what I like is different. It was one of those fights. It was not a robbery either way. Whoever won that fight, had it been a draw, fair enough. To me, Triple G should have won both fights. To come out of it with a draw and a loss, to me, is quite harsh. But you speak to the next man and he would see it differently. It's just one of those fights, subjective scoring, what you like, but they really was close. I would love to see the trilogy. I really do, because I think if you was looking at it, not like what happened in the result, if you looked at it as a spectacle, to me, that was boxing at its best. I mean, that was top class boxing. The first one was great, the second one was great, and I would love to see it again.
Absolutely as well. Just recently, a couple of days ago, obviously this news, Billy Joe Saunders had some incident with obviously you've seen it as well. I was wondering if the British board's going to have some discipline for him, and also how would you obviously see him going forward, obviously trying to fight the winner, but what do you have to say about the incident really?
Well, the incident, it's a difficult one, man. I don't think Billy should have done that. I think it was a stupid move for him. A man that is in the public eye like that should not be joking around, doing sort of things like that. To me, it wasn't right. I didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, and he's going to get punished by the boxing board. What that punishment is, I'm not sure. How he moves forward from that, I'm not sure. Will promoters want to be dealing with him? He's a loose cannon, I'm not sure. I mean, listen, Billy Joe is a person, I know him, I've known him for years, I like the guy. But his antics and what he does sometimes is silly, should be more thought about.
Absolutely as well, and obviously as obviously being the champion yourself, and being and now obviously he's a world champion. Yeah. And a lot of kids look up to him. Yeah. Obviously you saw the incident with the chicken. And
yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. He's got to think about what he's doing, because he is a role model for these kids. These kids are looking at him, and he's a great fighter. And I think if anyone was to beat Triple G before Canelo, I said anyone was to beat him stylistically, Billy had the style to beat him. So I know he's chasing them big fights. But by doing things like that, he's not going to get the fights. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Because people are not going to see that as a good role model. I think he's got to think about what he's doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Last one, last one. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Yeah. Press conference on Monday. Yeah. So they definitely have it. They're talking maybe Vegas or Los Angeles. What do you think is going to happen in that fight?
I think he's come too soon for Tyson, I really do. I think that Tyson, stylistically, again, he's possibly the best heavyweight out there. He's had that long break, he's lost a lot of weight. Against Sharifi, in his first comeback fight, he didn't look particularly good. He looked like he was a million miles away. In his last fight, he looked like he'd come on a lot more and he was getting there. But for me, as one of the other champions, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, any of them guys, if you're going to get Fury, get him now, because to me, he's 2 or 3 fights away from being there. I hope he proves me wrong, because I want Fury to win the titles back, get back in the mix, and then we've got these big all-British fights on the horizon. But I think it's a massive gamble going over to America and boxing Wilder as soon as this.
Absolutely as well. Spencer, man, you've been a pleasure.
Yeah.
The breakdowns have been tremendous.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate an American audience over here in the boxingvoice.com, and we look forward, obviously, to hearing your voice on the weekend.
Cheers, bro.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.